Good evening, YouTube. This is Kayleen Stern coming at you with a little test that I did today of my new 50-liter pack. As I said in an earlier video, I decided that I wanted to go take this out grocery shopping. And plus it was raining off and on today, so I thought, I'm going to give it a good test. And I do not yet have a proper rain cover for this pack. So I took a rain cover that I bought for a black pack that I use when I go out to live stream local events. My pack that has a spot for my 5-watt solar panel that actually came with that particular pack. So I threw that pack cover on, and I wanted to see how this pack would handle not only empty with the pack cover, but fully loaded. And I'm going to show you everything that I have in this pack. I have been playing around with packing it as my Bugout bag, but I took everything out except for a couple items which I just left in because they just take up hardly any room at all, like my silk cock key, some local city maps, and a couple of pens. And I found my little container of screws and nails that I had in there, and I just chucked that down the bottom, but that really didn't add much weight. But I'm going to pull the pack cover off and show you how I had this. And well, actually, before I do that, I'm going to show you how fat this is. So this cover is for a 40-liter pack, and this is a 50-liter, and this thing just barely held on. And in addition to the items that I bought at Walmart, which is food for preps, plus I bought me a soda and a candy bar, to have a nibble on while I waited for a bus. And at the central station where I changed from one bus to another to come home, someone had abandoned some cans of food and a bag of potatoes, so I grabbed those and stuffed them in the pack. And I'll show you how I had those put in here. And then when I got home, I got my mail, and someone was giving out food, and I accepted it. And there's also couple pairs of socks, and I ate the sandwiches because I hadn't had supper yet. So, and I had offered those guys a light. I was gonna pull my one of my O-lights out to offer them a little more light, but they had enough light. They drive around the city and feed hungry people, and they're also giving the workers that are doing some of the work on the outside of my building some food. So anyway, so what I have here, I just stuffed some of these in the pack cover. The 2 pairs of socks, one thicker. These are those slipper socks that you always get when you go to the hospital, but you can buy these pretty much anywhere. And then on the other side, I had stuffed a water bottle, and an orange, which I'll go toss in my fridge later. Now I will take the pack cover off to show you how I had the extra items that I had just scored at the bus station. So this pack is actually comprised of 2 bags which can be detached. This smaller bag can be detached from this main one. It does not have its own shoulder straps, but it has a carry handle. And the carabiner that was actually hanging down here, I used it to clip the handle of the smaller bag to the molly up here. So in here what I had done, I'll go ahead and unclip this to reveal that I had stuffed a 20-ounce can of crushed pineapple. And then down here, and my ranger beads are still hanging there, so yeah, I left my ranger beads on there. This shot cord right here, a can of jalapeno flavored pinto beans. It's a 15.5-ounce can. Back in the day, these used to be full-ounce cans, or full-pound cans. And a 15-ounce can of Parahabs. I have my ranger beads clipped on to this little carabiner, which has, this is an outdoor thermometer, which reads Celsius. And in here, I did not put anything that I bought today. I just have maps. But I had to widen up the compression straps. I'll just undo those. What I did was at Walmart, I went ahead and bagged up. I went through the self-serve checkout. So I bagged up how I wanted the items to be loaded. So there's my Silcock key. And this is the heavier of the two bags that I put in this pocket. Let's shove the pack back. Get rid of the pack cover. I could have just thrown the items just loose in the pack, but some of the packaging was a little bit dinged up, so those items were discounted. And of course, being that it was raining, even though this material here is waterproof, I will regard this as merely water resistant. And yesterday when I was kind of messing around with packing, I asked the seller if there was a hole for a hydration bladder. And he said no, but guess what? There is one. I just have to find it. Oh well, I'll worry about that later, but and this video is also going to show you some items that you can just ideas for prepping on the cheap, because that's what that's pretty much what I do. I guess I'm an opportunist. For instance, This packet of Walmart brand acai blueberry drink mixes was discounted because the package was opened, and there's supposed to be 10. I'm going to count them real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, all 10 are there. Just the package is opened and dinged up. So I didn't lose any there. So yeah, $1.31. These drinks, they're energy, so they have electrolytes and stuff to keep you going. Good thing to have on hand. Throw in packs. I already have another one, bunch of these in the supplies that I keep for Bugout. I have dry milk that I will transfer to a Mylar bag, and it's in 2 pouches, but I will transfer it into a Mylar bag with an oxygen absorber. So there's just shy of 10 ounces in here. And this box of grits, individual packets, was dinged up, but let's see, 12. So all 12 are there, they're just dinged up. But I will be putting this in Mylar. I got me less than $4. I got me a 1 pound bag of pink Himalayan salt. Very flavorful. If you've never tried the pink Himalayan salt, you should. And this is going to go into my preps. On a discount shelf, I found this dinged up container of garlic salt, 74 cents for this garlic salt. Usually I use garlic powder, but you know, I grabbed this. What the heck? And one thing I prep is these hard candies that will not melt. These are called runts. They're little fruit-shaped and artificial fruit flavored candies, but they're hard like the Nerds or the Sweet Tarts or the Sprees. So I add these to my preps. They can be a barter item in a pinch if you need to sweeten something like a hot drink and you don't have any sugar. You can actually use those. And because I do not eat pork, chicken Vienna sausage. And ground or chunk turkey in a can. And yes, I hold on to these bags. So in here, I got me another can of the Great Value or Walmart brand roast beef. This one will be a user. This Great Value male will be a user. But, you know, I needed to get that, and plus I threw it in. I wanted to show that how much I'm able to get in this pack. So, roast beef hash, corned beef hash, and a big old container of adobo. This will be a prep. This huge thing will be a prep. And because I wanted to protect this next one, I added an additional bag. And now this is my second bottle of the apple cider vinegar with the mother. If you can see all that stuff down on the bottom, that is called the mother. It is raw, unfiltered. So now I have 2 of these bottles. Different brand, but the same thing. And now I have more items in... Sorry, my messenger is pinging the... The YouTuber meetup group, or the messenger chat for the YouTuber meetup is still active. A small bag of potatoes. There's red and the fingerling. And last but not least, I bagged this up simply because I was wanting to keep it a little colder as an insulator, and the pack did that just fine. The tub got a little dented, but the seal held. Oops. Yes, I do use this stuff, this Imperial Margin. The tub that I have in my fridge is on. I don't have enough to last me the rest of the month, but yes, I had this in there. I will go ahead and drop the pack. Actually, I'll put it right. I'll move all this in the front. There, I'll turn this just a little bit. Back it up. There, now you can see. I'll tilt it down. There we go. I'll back it up just a little bit more. There, now you can see everything that was in that pack that I picked up today. So that just goes to show you how fat I can make that pack. And it was quite heavy. I don't have a pack scale, but it actually felt quite comfortable. I could feel that the waist belt was carrying the load. So my shoulders were not straining. The waist belt wanted to ride up on my belly instead of stay lower down, but you know, for this initial test, I'm okay with that. I probably have to tweak the shoulder straps a little bit, but anyway, I would say this pack passed its first test. And I will eventually get a larger pack cover to put over it, so that in case I am out in the rain with it again, I can have something to cover it and to keep everything that I might have on the outside of it dry. As long as I don't put a roll mat on it, which I could, but anyway, so that passed its first test. I just thought I'd show you this video of everything I put in there. And it carried quite well. And a guy in Walmart who insisted on seeing my receipt, he was amazed at how I got it all in there. And I didn't even use the detachable pouch. I just later put stuff in between the two. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. Thanks for watching, and catch you on the flip side.